Here we go. Bakchis on the line. That field suspension S15. Jonathan Castro LTH Toyota GR86. Let's see how they fare. Again, that chase car can leave the line a little bit early just to pace themselves. And Bakchis got a clean start. Here they go, tip to tail. Going in on their first battle of our top 16. Bakchis initiates. Jonathan Castro a little bit lower than Bakchis. Bakchis good there. You see Jonathan Castro kind of dodging back and forth. Good transition for both of them. Really clean, smooth, and fluid. You can see those Excel lights on Bakchis' windscreen. Jonathan Castro taking a bit shallower line than Bakchis, using all the track, and look at that, proof positive there. You see that back fender exploding, taking out that inside clip is Jonathan Castro. So overall, a good run for Bakchis out front. Jonathan Castro, I think, needs to get a little bit closer and a little bit deeper on those outside zones.
Yeah, talk about an amazing way to start our top 16. Bakchis on throttle all the time, all the way up to the wall, and just holds it there. Absolutely planted, like he's glued to it. But Castro staying on the inside, would like to see him kind of a little bit deeper back. Now, does have a little bit of room to make up there on that inside clip as he transitions, but he gets on the throttle right away through the second outside zone. You see Castro has decent proximity, but he's on a much tighter line. He has to pull angle out to do it, but realistically, not bad from either driver here. I really, really like what Odie's doing at the lead. If he continues to do this all night, this is going to lead him to the box very, very quickly. Castro not doing too bad. Just, you know, I'd like to see him on a better line. That's all. That's all.
Yeah, and totally. I couldn't agree more, brother. Taking a look at some scenarios here. Aasbo can actually slide, because currently standings, overall championship.
Right.
Odie sits in second. Aasbo can jump up to second place overall if Odie's knocked down to 16 and he wins.
Okay.
And Minowa can actually get third if Aasbo gets knocked out before the finals and Minowa wins, or if Aasbo's knocked out in top 16, Minowa makes it to the finals. So scenarios as far as second and third overall are still up for grabs. It's not locked, not definitive that Bakchis is second, Freddie's in third. It's really a battle between second through fourth, because Minowa is part of the conversation. That's crazy.
From what it sounds like, if Odie wins this, he will then lock in second. It'll become a battle for third after that.
Yes.
So we're gonna know pretty well, you know, what's going on right after this section.
Yeah, and that's just, again, momentum for Odie. I feel like he's always in this scenario. And if you haven't downloaded the app, download it now, because guess what? The FD Unlocked app, it's all access, baby, because we got exclusive camera angles, both in-car, on-track, zero latency.
Crazy.
And you tested it, dude. It's like immediate.
It's great.
Live telemetry. Experience the Unlocked experience now. Available in iOS and Android stores. Powered by Tuerck Hub. Shout out to the D.
I think we're going to add some more nerdy data stuff to it. I was chatting with Dennis. Yeah, like, I need more data, baby.
Okay. I like data too.
Yeah.
I like lamp.
I like lamp.
I like lamp.
You just
I like
things
data.
you like and say that you.
I like camera. All right,
I like Robbie.
Yeah, Jonathan Castro, Bakchis. Here we go, Castro out front. That LTH Toyota GR. Scratch up and reverse it.
We're getting quite a few cone dings on this one.
Yeah.
I don't know. We didn't change anything up, did we? Little nerves. Yeah. Chris
Irwindale nerves.
Our track master here, Chris, just saying it's the nerves. Has nothing to do with the cones.
Yeah. Chris, you again, the overlord up here. Yeah. He's kind of, you know, overlooking it. That was his wife that sang the national anthem, if you're here in the building. Amazing job by Emily UL'd. Just a quick little shout out here. 3 strikes and you're out. This is the only traditional thing we have here. 3 strikes and you're out. That's 1 strike. Cone was hit. And again, if the lead driver leaves the line before the lights are extinguished or ices the other driver, it's 2 formula drifts. 1 formula drift, 2 formula drifts. If you ice him, that's another strike. So there's a few different ways where you get a strike, but guess what? It's all out the window, because we got a clean start. Jonathan Castro initiates. That's what you're looking for. Good job. But look at Odie jump to the side of Castro. Looks like he's down a little bit. And Castro kind of going offline. That was a weird way of getting to that transition on that traditional start finish. And Bakchis, you can see him, really good job mimicking, not doing too much, doing just enough as Bakchis crosses the line.
Yeah, wow, Odie. I mean, adapting to everything that Castro kind of threw at him, and there was a bunch of things that very much could have screwed up a chase driver, and Odie was able to get it really, really figured out. So you can see there that it took a little bit for Castro to really get initiated, and then Odie actually goes deeper in that zone than Castro does. Castro actually goes wide. He goes off track there. He may have gone 2 full wheels off track in that section. And then through here, Castro's on a much tighter line, but Odie holding the exact same line, a little bit of wavering, but keeping the proximity, keeping the angle, and almost perfect all the way through this section. So Castro's lead definitely has some room for improvement, some things I would like to see out of it. But to see how Odie is able to adapt to that is incredible.
Yeah, really, really well done there by Odie Bakchis, and it looks like Odie Bakchis gets the win. Jonathan Castro, also to clarify, if it's 2 tires off is an incomplete. I don't think Castro did go 2 tires off. 586, got Formula Supra. You can always see him working in his in the Tuerck laboratory up there in New Hampshire. And again, Forsberg here in Southern California, about to marry his lovely fiancée and soon-to-be bride Liz here in just a little bit. And here we go.
Looks like over the period of history, 18 times they've killed each other.
Yeah, here we go. So that was just a little bit. Here we go. Chris Forsberg initiating in his NOS energy drink, all new Z, and look at that. Ryan Tuerck getting good proximity, but not mimicking the angle. He needs to just dip that back end out there a little bit. But this is what I was talking about. Forsberg is due. Saw some sparks there from Ryan Tuerck. Forsberg, this is a grow! Just I said it, a good lead run. We get that tight angle, and again, want to see different angles here, different perspectives. Looks like Forsberg might have just lost power, and man, that car is just banged up. Tuerck has taken it into the wall a couple times. As I know, my man Steve Mateus is out here watching. Shout out to him and the Rockstar family. Right there, up close and personal. Let's take a look at it because we were looking at the wall.
Yeah. I mean, Chris has had this car really loose, not a ton of speed into it, but he's able to fill the zones really well. And look at Tuerck just fighting the car the entire time. Yeah, there was some strange sparks that came out of the rear end of Ryan Tuerck. Another one again. So I don't know if that's the brake. It could be, the e-brake that he's going up, but then it just looks like Forsberg just over-rotates and Tuerck's got really nowhere to go. So that's quite the e-brake if it's grabbing sparks like that.
Yeah, dude, he is yanking that thing, man.
I don't know what pads those are, but titanium, I guess. But yeah, it just, Forsberg looks like, I mean, he's got good momentum through here. Everything looks really, really good. And then Forsberg just loses it. Yeah, just
he tapped the brakes. You see that? It looked like maybe he knew he was going to. Maybe, I don't, that was very uncharacteristic of Forsberg.
And this is the hard thing. We talk about loosening up the car to make it easy to drive. There is a point where the car becomes a little bit too loose. Yeah, look at the big left foot brake. He stays in throttle, and then the car just comes around. He's not able to get it corrected again. So very uncharacteristic of Chris Forsberg. I can't think of a time that he's spun out and run in at least recent history.
Yeah, and that just was a total move right there, unfortunately, for Forsberg. And I'm going to see. This is the first portion of the battle, so they do need to deem who's at fault, Forsberg or Tuerck.
Yeah, I didn't see any contact from Tuerck ahead of that to prelude that, but
right.
Yeah. It's always crazy too, because like sometimes like, there was nothing, and then you go back and you're like, there's just this small moment that did something. But I really want to know what kind of e-brake he's running to be throwing sparks.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the new thing. That's the new trend the kids are doing, right?
Yeah.
Sparking e-brakes.
And by the way, Biddies was sharing some photos with me as far as Tuerck's car. Brian Hartsock, excuse me, had a huge hole. So look at this. He's sending me some photos. Yeah. He has what it takes. He definitely has what it takes. That Borla exhaust, heat wave visuals, lean customs Corvette. There goes James Deane out the gate. He's riding high right now, though. Literally, as he gets high on the bank, Matt Field again, there's that good proximity. He mimics that angle. Well done. He throws it out there, has to back off a little bit. The Beast in the Bay, chasing down the machine. In the second outside zone comes a gun blazing. In that second outside zone, look at James Deane. Set it and forget it. But Matt Field bringing the heat. Great proximity. Aggressive driving. Well done. Stomp your feet, Irwindale. Make some noise.
The coolest thing about getting to chase James Deane is you can throw it as hard as you possibly can, and hopefully it'll be enough. Because he's one of the most predictable drivers out there, and it's going to be a 100-point run in front of you almost every time. Look at Matt Field. Just a little body check there on James Deane, who throws even more angle. They come off the bank. Look at the angle he's hucking through there, the amount of speed he's got. And then James Deane gets back on the throttle through the second outside zone, and then Matt Field just trying to worm his way in as close as he possibly can to the side of James Deane's car. Man, Epic.
And you hit the nail on the head, man. You know what to expect from James Deane, where he's at, how he's going to get it done. You've seen how he drives. No tomfoolery, you know, nothing dramatic. And obviously with him having 3 podiums, you know what to expect. And he's driven here multiple times, so he's familiar with the track, and that gives Matt confidence, a little trust fall, you know, like just crossing his arms and falling his arms.
Right here, this transition to the inside clip. The only way you can pull that off is if you have 100% trust in the driver that's in front of you, not to check up. And Chris Forsberg, Matt Field has that trust in James Deane. He's able to push as hard as he possibly can. He can run that bumper the entire time and not have to worry that James Deane is going to do anything strange.
Yep, and now Matt Field is out front. Matt Field out front, James Deane chase position. He would love to add to the trophy collection. A lot of Irish folk making the trip over here, cheering on James. There goes Matt Field initiating into the bank. And look at that, Matt Field, great angle there. Look at James just really kind of just going back and forth. Watch his car. Watch how close he gets. I think he's going to reel him in. That's the side bite that these Mustangs have. You see it right there. He jumps to the side of the Corvette. Wow, look at that. He's banging doors. Oh, doctor, make some noise. James Deane, Matt Field. These are the battles we anticipated, and it just coagulates and just gets refined as we go on from 32, 16, 8-4, and the winner. Well done, boys.
This is a finals battle we're getting to witness in top 16. That's exactly what this is. Look at James Deane. He's almost pushing Matt Field deeper into the first outside zone, mirroring it, mimicking it, doing just miming everything that Matt Field's doing up front. Now Matt throws a bit extra angle coming through the zone, and then look at James Deane able to get in there. I mean, the only way you're going to have a chase like this, similar to what we saw on the previous run, is by having a lead like that. Matt Field has an excellent lead run all the way through. James Deane is able to push that hard because of that trust, and that's what's so cool when you get to this level. You know the driver that's in front of you is not going to play any games. They're there to put down a 100-point qualifying run, and you get to run the exact same thing behind them. I know we need a side-by-side.
Yeah, they've
100%.
already requested it.
Yeah.
It's already in the can.
All right, this is where I'm going to try and nitpick any of this, which just feels so wrong for how good both these drivers are. I would say Matt Field doesn't have quite the same angle that James Deane does in his lead run. We get that nailed out a little bit later. Matt Field doesn't quite get the same proximity. Then through this transition part, it does look like Matt Field is able to get into the pocket slightly sooner than James Deane is. But, man, and then through the rest of it, it's a scratch. There's nothing between them at that point. So there's just very small, minute points about who's in the zone longer and who's in it a little bit deeper. And when I say deeper, I mean we're like the difference between 3 or 4 inches.
Yeah, just that was so tight in a great way. You know, we've really tried to minimize one more times, but awarding the runs that are deserved of seeing them run again.
Yeah, this may come down to who's gonna break first.
Here we go. Look at this. James Deane, Matt Field, slide him left, slide him right. One more time. One more time. Oh, look at that. Reese, always the disruptor. Dang. He says James Deane. Back there, you know, get good proximity. It's really hard to get back into that pocket on that first outside zone. Gushi having a hard time, kind of a failure to launch on that second outside zone. Oh, there he goes, bangs into the door, straightens out, saves the car, and not the prettiest, unfortunately, for Ken Gushi. Had some struggles and then got into the door and threw himself out. But Jeff Jones continued on.
Yeah, I really like the aggressiveness that we saw from Ken Gushi. It's the consistency that holds that back sometimes. You can be aggressive, but if you don't have the consistency in the chase, that aggression kind of just looks like you're trying to fight back. So let's see what we got here from Jeff Jones out in the lead. So great start on that. Could have been a little bit deeper through the first outside zone, but really like the initiation. Ken Gushi looks solid through this section. Then we come into the transition, and Ken pulls it off at the right time. And then when they transition to their second outside zone, you can see that Jeff checks up a little bit, which he's allowed to. There's a decel zone. And then Ken checks up a little bit harder and isn't able to get things dialed in from that point. And then once we go to that inside clip, Ken dives in and catches a bit of contact with the side of Jeff Jones. Maybe caught the wheel, maybe had the wheel snap out of his hand, but is able to save the car before it smashes into one of those very, very unforgiving walls. So good job on Ken for not doing more damage. And but Jeff out front, really, really good run.
So it looks like no major issues, or not enough for either Jeff or Ken to inspect their vehicles. Looks like Jeff Jones got a little bit of a staggered start here. That's not going to throw off anybody. We'll be all right. He's going to, of course, lead the line and pace Ken Gushi here. And Ken Gushi out front. Slow little roll there out of the chicane, no cone hit to get the overhead shot. Ken Gushi, let's see how he initiates. Again, it seemed like he goes to initiate and it just does not get out there. Just his rate to angle just seems a little bit slow and not as snappy as we'd like to see. Looks like he's putting the car in the right place. And Jeff Jones, you can see him just chomping at the bit. Now into that second outside zone, out of it really quickly here. And it looks like Jeff Jones is going to get the win after an unfortunate mistake by Kenshiro Gushi.
Yeah, speaking of the initiation, the way that we've seen drivers do it the best and the most consistent is basically just being on power all the way through it, not grabbing the e-brake, just coming out of the blocks, getting, a decent amount of grip, and then as soon as they grab that last gear, just throttling in and pushing the car. And it looks like Ken just about does that, but then gets too much of his brake into it and isn't able to get the car all the way up to the wall. Tries a bit of left foot brake to get the car back up there, does at the end of the zone, but unfortunately at that point, you've missed a good chunk of it. Inside clip looks great from Ken. And then we push into the second outside zone, and you see that wavering. Need him to sink the car back in. Kind of misses the majority of that zone. But, Ken seems to be struggling with something here. Something's not quite right, and he's having to fight through it. Jeff does a good job in the chase. He's really active through this section. Really good proximity, mirroring the line, mirroring the angle all the way through. When they come through the transition, Jeff dives in, which is great. Not a lot of drivers have been doing that. A lot of them have been hanging back. Jeff actually dives to the inside through that section. And then through here, you can see Jeff starts to let Ken walk away a little bit. And I think that's just he's seeing how shallow Ken is through it, or Ken's able to just get more speed because he's on a tighter line. And Jeff just holds things down. It was a very mature run from Jeff Jones.
Well said, well said. Here we go, Jeff Jones, Ken Gushi. Slide him left for Jeff Jones, or right for Gushi, and Jeff Jones gets the win. Forsberg kind of is ideally trying to force a mistake. And Ryan Tuerck out front. So here we go, Ryan Tuerck out front, the Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla, the Rockstar Energy Drink pilot. And look at Forsberg, he knows he needs to apply the pressure. Oh, gets the proximity, straightens out. Definitely want to look at that from the angle that he knows he needs to do this. Oh, an almost identical place where he has issues. But Ryan Tuerck continues on. A fun battle between, again, friends off the track, and now unfortunately looks like that's going to be all she wrote for Forsberg.
Yeah, it's really, really unfortunate because with the car as loose as it was earlier, everything looked really good, and I just have no idea why it's doing this. Really good initiation there from Tuerck, really stable, and then Forsberg gets on the hunt, and I thought we were in a good spot. It looks like 2 or 3 hits there to Tuerck, and Forsberg able to keep things going, almost just using Tuerck to hold himself up through that part. Dives in, Tuerck should be a little bit deeper through the first part of that zone, and then Forsberg just loops it once again. So clearly something mechanical not right. Something either in the setup or just, something broken in there that maybe they didn't know, they couldn't tell, or couldn't fix in time. But love seeing the love there, couple
Absolutely. OGs right there. So make it official. Let's slide him right for Ryan Tuerck, the Rockstar Energy Drink driver. Gets the unanimous decision. Chris Forsberg, unfortunately, champion, going against Matt Field. That Borla exhaust. Performance. Here we go, leaving the start line. Here goes James Deane across the nose of the Corvette. How are they going to refine it? How are they going to make it better? We had an amazing lead and chase. Now look at this, good angle, locked and loaded is James Deane. Matt Field maybe keep himself a little bit of room here so it's not so glitchy, right? More fluid. It looks definitely more fluid than that first run. But Matt Field right there, good proximity, tucks in, almost gets slapped there with the Ford Mustang, but overall, very clean, very tidy, and I like the word used earlier, mature.
Yeah, and let's take what Robbie had said there and use that as our judging guide here. Now James Deane on the wall the entire time. So, he has corrected that. Through that inside clip, both cars absolutely flying. Second outside zone, same thing, James Deane is on the wall. Matt Field in the chase, a little bit of hunting back and forth, but not a lot. It wasn't a ton of surging. He is keeping it where the judges are looking for it, front wheel into the door of the lead driver, mirroring the line, mirroring the angle to the best of your ability. So you do see some of that worming back and forth of Matt Field, and that's to gain that proximity. So it's one of those, you kind of got to give up something to gain something else. In this case, you know, he'll give up a little bit of angle to gain some proximity, and that's what that worming back and forth is that you're seeing from Matt Field in the chase. But James Deane out front, I mean, just perfection once again on the wall, filling all the zones. I mean, inside clip one, maybe some more angle.
Yeah,
that's about all I got.
Yeah, no, it's like you said. I really liked the consistency of that run, especially the chase of Matt Field compared to what he did on that first run. I think, like I said, that just showed refinement. Here we go, Matt Field now out front. James Deane in that chase position. Here goes Matt Field. Initiates high on the bank. James Deane actually a little bit lower. You see him just massage the car right there to the side. And now James Deane looks like he's doing something similar as well as far as cars set up and where he's at. Look at him just slowly reeling him in. Dragging bumper by both these guys. Come on now. Look at this. You know, it's just the consistency is so sick.
Oh, man.
Unbelievable.
We might be here all night.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need some meals sent up here. So I think that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be a late night, boys.
There's Ryan Tuerck and his team looking on.
Yeah, Judge is already asking for a side-by-side once again. I mean, guaranteed, there's no way you're gonna be able to understand exactly who wins this off the first glance. So yeah, James Deane not quite as high for the first part of that. Does get a little bit more surging, gets into the pocket where he needs to be. But Matt Field looks really good. I really like what James Deane does here, where he pushes in on that inside clip. It's so difficult to do and it's so risky. And then through here, James Deane just perfect mirror all the way through. Look at that. It is remarkable how he's able to do that. Matt Field, though, gives him a perfect opportunity to be able to do that by providing a bunch of angle through those runs. Lots of great line all the way through and just very, very consistent. And yeah, these are two legends of the sport just going head to head. I mean, once again, this should be a finals battle. Yeah.
I mean, this is what we come to expect here. You know, in 16, just when it really refines and gets down to this. Here we are looking at the side-by-side once again.
So let's look for the depth in those zones. So in the lead, it does look like James Deane was in that zone a little bit earlier and as full as Matt Field. So that could be a small point there. Through the inside clip, I mean, that might be it there. James Deane dives in on the inside, whereas Matt Field doesn't on the inside clip. Through this outside zone, though, I mean, Matt Field supersedes James maybe just a touch, whereas James is a little bit more back and on the door. So, yeah, really, really tough. It really may come down to that inside clip. That's the only glaring thing that I'm seeing, which is wild because it's such a ballsy thing to do. Like, just to dive in because you only have a split second and you got to get back into the pocket and back around.
Here we are, slide him left for Deane, right for Field, and James Deane gets the victory. James Deane can...
And it takes a long time to develop that, but because he started driving so young, he's got it so young.
All right, so here we go. We are seeing Frederick Aasbo lead that Rockstar Energy Drink, Toyota GR Supra Nitto tires, then the Air Force BMW Brandon Sorensen. Looks like Freddie going across the nose of Brandon Sorensen, maybe has to back off a little bit. Frederick Aasbo, good posture there with that vehicle. Past that transition point into that second outside zone. There goes Freddie. Brandon, he looks like he's even a little bit deeper. You can see him have to, again, straighten out, come out of that outside zone. But Freddie, just very smooth out front. A good run by Frederick Aasbo. But I'll tell you, Brandon was right there.
Yeah, I really liked how this first outside zone came together. Both cars get locked in, and then they just kind of sit there. And it's so cool, like the amount of time that they're both just driving full throttle all the way through it. Brandon Sorensen gets to the inside and then dives in really hard here to the second outside zone. Actually makes contact with Aasbo. It pushes Aasbo deep into that second outside zone, and then Sorensen kind of has to catch up again because you lose a lot of that momentum when you transfer the inertia with that hit. So little bit of a mistake there from Sorensen, just overshoots. You can see how much speed he has coming off the bank into the inside clip. So right here he checks up, grabs the left foot brake just a second, and then dives in and just doesn't match the speed quite right. Maybe 1 mile an hour, that's all we're talking about here. Faster than Frederick Aasbo to that point, and that creates a little bit of contact. But does not panic, does not freak out, knows how to get the car back into the pocket without making it look obvious. We do see Aasbo back a little bit, so I'm wondering if he's going to take his option to get the car looked at after that contact.
Yeah, he's
Maybe they may also be. I mean, usually the GoPro guy is a little further ahead.
Yeah, so. No, that's no. I can see TJ right there.
Yeah,
he's strapping him on Brandon's car.
So we'll see if he. I mean, if he pulls ahead.
Take a look at it.
Yeah, if he pulls ahead, then we know he's ready, and if he pulls a 180, then they're gonna go take a little look-see-loo.
Think he might be good to go. I don't know. He's talking to let's see, our starter. Pulling the line. We're good to go. All right, let's see it. We are officially more than halfway through our top 16. And looks like, yeah, they are good to go. The Type S lights are on. We're in our Royal Purple top 16. Royal Purple, the synthetic experts, the official engine oil of Formula Drift. Brandon Sorensen initiates into the bank. Saw him just go straight line right into it. Nothing crazy, and that allows pressure to sit right there in the pocket. Transition right on that first hash mark. Ooh, look at Freddie. Well done by Freddie. I mean, that was perfectly timed. But look at Brandon. Amazing lead run. Solid lead run by Brandon Sorensen. Freddie looked like he almost tapped. I think he might have tapped the wall.
Jeez. That was
sick. It was so fluid, dude. That was just like water, dude. Like Bruce Lee, man. He just dropped right in that second outside zone.
Reese just turned around and said something to me that explains this perfectly, and that's intuition, and that's what you see from Frederick Aasbo in the chase. And that being said, Brandon's like right here. Watch this. This transition, and then he pulls speed in so he can slingshot. Oh man, I love drifting. That move there is so difficult to do. To be able to throw the car faster, surpass the car, and then check it up before you make contact. He did what Brandon Sorensen was trying to do in the previous run and nailed it. Now, Brandon Sorensen right now is doing something that's very difficult to do, which is making small corrections without making it massively visible to everybody else. But, dude, Frederick Aasbo is such a sick move.
That was, so this is what I'm talking about. Not the changing of the guard. Young guns are coming, but again, respect your elders. Yeah. And that was awareness. You know, he's like a cat in whiskers. Like, you know, that would just, nope, I'm not going to go there, but boom, just slid right into that. And that was, like you said, intuition, or like Reese said, intuition.
Yeah, you can see him preload it even before they come off the bank, where he actually pulls back a little bit, allows Brandon to transition, and then pushes the speed at that point and follows it through the inside clip and then the outside zone. Man, wild.
Yeah, really well done there. The director asked, hey, do you want to see side-by-side? They're like, no way, nope, done. Frederick Aasbo gets the win. That was just a solid move there. Let's throw it down to Cerise, who is with another Rockstar energy drink pilot, Ryan Tuerck.
Get out there.
Thank you.
Yeah, what a better segue to talk about a phenom. Hiro Minowa, not once but twice podiums at 14 years old. Congratulations to him, but guess what? The dozer, he ain't no pushover. He says, cool story, bro. Hold my Royal Purple bottle. As Dylan Hughes and Hiro Minowa gets to the side of the BMW, but Dylan the dozer Hughes, look at that. I mean, that was like a Vector move right there on that transition. Dylan Hughes, great angle by him. Hiro, again, just as tight as he is, he still has some cleaning up to do. Not completely smooth. You know, it's like icing a cake, just needs to smooth it out a little bit more. But again, a great lead run by Dylan Hughes. Hiro definitely had some great predictions as far as that line. That was sick.
There's a very difficult thing, which is to kind of out-angle Hiro Minowa, and that's what you're seeing from Dylan Hughes. Now, it could have been a little bit deeper through this first outside zone. You see, Hiro does get there now. Dylan, right here, comes off the bank, throws a good amount of angle, and then really snaps things back and pushes it into the second outside zone and gets it locked in immediately. No hesitation, no wavering. Basically able to get to that second outside zone. And Minowa doesn't really know what to do at that point. Can't get the car sunk in the way that he's used to because Dylan gets things settled so quick, and it takes Minowa a little bit longer to get the car in the same place. And then at that point, you're just fighting it. So we're really seeing these battles come down to this inside clip and what happens after that. The first outside zone, everybody is experts. Everybody knows how to do that. This transition, though, is what has been make or break here. And then, yeah, Dylan Hughes finishing off outside zone 3, basically 90 degrees to the wall.
And it's so kind of unfortunate, solemn, but at the same time celebratory. Every loss is a season ender.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, just it's it. That's like, see you in Long Beach. See you at the banquet tomorrow night. But yeah. All right, so here we go. Here on Minowa. Dylan Hughes maybe giving himself a little bit too much room here, but look at, he jumps up there. He's got good proximity. And here on Minowa, who is definitely a phenom in the sport. Great work, Ryan Tuerck, transitioning in there. And Dylan Hughes, you see that? So look, he jumps up, has to back off. Looked like Hero maybe checked up. So Dylan quickly reacted. Big angle from Hero. That was kind of maxed out angle there. That might have been a bit of a roadblock. I want to see different angles of that, but Dylan was really good at adapting because, again, Hero in the chase was a little jerky, and he was a little jerky up front.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, there was more hesitation and more corrections that we normally see from Minowa. I mean, I really do like the inside clip once again here, but out into this zone, just not able to get it, not able to get the car settled. He is struggling with the first part of our second outside zone. He did it in the chase, he did it in the lead. I like the little huck of angle here at the end, and then Dylan just gives him a little, all right, kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was young then once too.
I know, right? Like, see Dylan grow up.
Exactly. How soon we forget what Dylan Hughes was like, when he was in his teens back in Pro 2. And I think he knows how to drive against a driver like this. He does a really good job. Minowa just not getting the angle that we're kind of used to. I don't know why exactly, what's been different here. I don't know if he's just not used to seeing track development or track changes like this. So either way, I mean, great run from both of them. I really like how Dylan got aggressive on it and really pushed the pace, and Minowa just had mistakes that we're not used to him seeing.
Yeah, and again, this is another scenario we talk about these phenoms, these rising stars, the young guns, but get taken out by Aasbo and now Dylan Hughes. So, hey, Dylan, Aasbo, Hero, congratulations.
A bit of a redo on this.
All right, watch, control, alt, delete. All right, let's see what we got here. We got Jonathan Hurst out front, Mr. Cool, the holographic Cadillac XL. Let's back it up.
Now the cone.
Smack it up, flip it, and reverse it. That's my Missy Elliott.
It's really uncanny.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been working on it my whole life.
It is even before she was born, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yep. She actually, it was.
You taught her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Then the truth comes out.
Mr. Elliott.
Mr. Got me.
All right, so here we go. Back to the start line. Strike one for Jonathan Hurst. Adam LZ in position, locked and loaded. Gotta love the team. Classic. Such a power move. All right, here we go. Jonathan Hurst. Got a clean start. Let's see this initiation. Jonathan Hurst goes into the big bank there. Adam LZ, some wavering, but good proximity. Flame shooting out of the hood of the Cadillac, transitioning through. Let's see what Adam's got in that chase position. Shoots in on the inside, dives in. He's doing a little Mambo number 5 in that chase position. Dives in more. See some flame shoot out from the back. And look at, it's a fireworks show on Mr. Cool, Jonathan Hurst.
Yeah, we got fire, we got sparks, we got a little bit of everything in this show. So Hurst gets up onto the wall, but it takes him a little bit to really light off, and it gives an opportunity for Adam to be able to fill into the pocket there. You can see Adam really darting and pushing, and then Hurst, through this transition, Adam does a good job of mirroring it. Adam gets too far on the inside, and then has to back off to then get back into the pocket again. So a little bit aggressive. I'd like to see how Hurst adds even more angle as he pushes through our second inside clip, and then out to our third outside zone, which doesn't fill all the way. So Hurst's lead was a little strange, not very smooth, but Adam being really aggressive highlighted it a little bit more in the chase. So Adam's got to kind of dial things back a little bit. Hurst can definitely run away from drivers, but it really does take Hurst some time to light off again. It is a decel zone through there. He is able to do it, but I think Adam was anticipating that Jonathan would get on throttle a little bit sooner, and it caused him to cut to the inside as we see the sparks come out from the bottom of that XLR.
All right, let's see what LZ can do out front. Yeah, LZ was kind of shimming his way around.
I mean, it might just mean that car is a little bit faster, and we'll see that here real soon.
That's what I was kind of anticipating, or assuming here. Here we go. LZ, look at that. I mean, just lighting him up like a drag dog. Ooh, it comes out of drift just a little bit. See, but no, actually just maybe fight the car a little bit, but it's definitely got a lot of power. It is a ripper. Look at this Grand Canyon. I mean, he barely can keep both of them in frame. LZ, he's off to the races. Still with angle, but yeah, that's proof why he was doing what he was doing in that chase position. He just slingshotted To the moon, baby.
Well, and this now becomes the category of potentially inactive chase. So Hurst just really not able to get the power down. Just maybe there's something going on. He has rebuilt this car, I mean, from top to bottom already at least once this weekend. But yeah, I mean,
that car was always in the sky in the fifth.
Yeah, I mean, they've put a ton of work into it, but it just really does feel like he wasn't able to put the power down. Something's going on there, but Adam just in a completely different district at this point through that run, and I mean, it was tough to even get the cameras wide enough for it. So, it looks like Jonathan Spotter's up here right now, just having a quick conversation with Chris. But yeah, really, really wild there. I think we're going to make a decision pretty quick.
Slide him left for Hurst or right for Adam. Battle of the Grade 8. Larry Chen, he's got his camera out. He's got his cannon on. So light up the night here with Bakchis and Ryan Tuerck. Keep them lights lit as it's about to get lit on track. Here we go. Bakchis leading. Ryan Tuerck giving chase. Bakchis initiates. High on the bank. Here comes Ryan Tuerck. Ryan Tuerck, good proximity. He dives in. There goes and Ryan Tuerck chasing him down. Keep the lights up. As again, fire on track. Keeps going and into that second outside zone. Look at that, buried in smoke. He needs a shovel. No rain X. He needs smoke X on that windscreen. Oh boy! Wow! That is not going to buff out. Oh boy, look at that. Another deep barrel tire, rim, wheel. Smoked out. Make sure they're okay. That was a big hit. It was weird. I don't know if it was, it was just again a perfect storm. It didn't seem like it was Odie's fault. Didn't seem like it was Tuerck's fault. Let's make sure they're okay. Make some noise for him. Odie steps out of the car. Oof. Yeah, you can see Odie definitely feeling that one. Frustration. Yeah, Odie just frustration sets in. That was a big hit. Let's run it back. Let's see what's going on here. Make some noise for him again. Oh, look at that front right corner. Yeah, that front right, that is smoked. And you can see Ryan Tuerck, he's still in the car. And we're gonna take a look at this, just make sure they're okay. Ambulance heading over. Odie's gonna inspect his vehicle. That was crazy.
Yeah, it was a really big hit. There's a lot of speed going through there. There is some separation. The more separation that you see, the harder that hit's going to end up being. But taking a look at the first part of this run, I mean, Bakchis looks great. The car looks great. Everything is really settled and stable. And let's see when they transition to this second outside zone where this occurs. I mean, right now Tuerck's already fighting. We see that separation that comes out. And then as they come through, so it looks like, yeah, Ryan Tuerck catches the front wheel of Odie, causes him to steer right, and then that pushes him right towards the wall at full speed. Thankfully, it only, Odie was able to get the rear end back out and catch it there. And I mean, there was definitely some media guys nearby as well. Thankfully, they got out of the way. But so right here, catches front wheel on front wheel. Odie goes out. You can watch Ryan Tuerck just catch the front wheel of Bakchis right here.
Doink.
And then it pushes Odie wide.
Boom. It's crazy how much it shot Odie like to the right.
Well, all the momentum he had that would normally cause him to push around just went forward. So all that inertia, everything just went in a straight line. You can see it right there. And then that side one is what pushed out to the side. But I mean, regardless, as soon as that front wheel contact happened, it wasn't going to be good.
Judges talking to each other. Chris talking to the spotter, seeing what's going on here. And there's Odie and Ryan.
Yeah, they're both going to be pretty sore. Still smiles though. I mean,
that's
big smiles.
It wasn't malicious, obviously. Ryan, you know, he definitely went out front. There it is, hugs for Ryan Tuerck. I mean, both cars maybe not be able to move on.
Yeah, they both have incredible teams with some of the best mechanics in the world, but that is really tough, and there's going to be damage to the front and to the back on that. So that is really tough, and you know, both these drivers no strangers to big hits.
The other scenario is that was the first half of the battle.
Right.
Yeah, that was the first run, so they would have to, 1, fix their vehicle, 2, who's at fault. You get 10 minutes or 5. And yeah, they are saying that Tuerck is at fault, so Bakchis would get 10-minute allotment. Ryan Tuerck would have to use his competition timeout, which he hasn't used yet, fortunately, but I don't know if 5 minutes is going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, 10 total is, I don't know if that's going to be enough to repair that amount of damage.
No, I mean, I'm saying 5 for Tuerck. That's a miracle. And
well, I don't know if Tuerck still has his 5 on. Oh yeah, he'd have to. Yeah, just only 5. Yeah, I highly doubt. You know, Tuerck's team's going to be able to do that in 5.
Yeah.
And even Odie in 10 is tough. Oh man.
Yeah, that was a hard hit.
Hard to see.
Yeah, definitely. Small little brake tap going past that inside clip.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it looked like there was a bit of a left foot breakthrough there, but I mean, we'd have to go back and check momentum to see if there was a slowdown. I didn't see a slowdown. I did see a left foot brake to get the back end of the car to kind of rotate around. Regardless, yeah, it's just nice to see that everybody is at least okay and got out of the car safe, and you know, coming from the media pits, a lot of media guys back there, and I'm happy they're all good as well.
Yeah, happy they're okay.
Yeah.
Hey, round of applause again for Ryan Tuerck and Bakchis. They could hear you. The work begins now. Again, 5 minutes. 5 minutes for Ryan Tuerck, 10 allotted for Bakchis. If you wanted to use, again, another competition timeout, but here it is again.
Yeah, so I just want to see if we see a decel from Odie when he left foot brakes. It goes blue, it goes neutral, it doesn't go red, doesn't go yellow, so at least in my mind, he didn't decel. He definitely did, you know, tap a left foot brake, but in that time, it is more than likely to make sure that the front end is able to get around that inside clip or to get the back end to step out a bit more.
Yeah, so kind of some scenarios playing out here. You know, Bakchis locked in for 2nd overall in the championship, but would love to get the win. Crazy action. It's Irwindale. Thank you so much. Again, adding to the lights.
It was pretty big. It was a good dive. That mixed with Odie doing something that he is allowed to do seems to be what has caused this issue. So. And
this, like I said, perfect storm. Once you saw that contact, it was the perfect storm. So Odie looked like he was probably not going to make that outside zone 3. So you could see it. I was just outside.
Yeah.
I was talking to Chelsea Denofa, and yeah, it looked like a scenario where Odie probably wasn't going to make it to outside zone 3. So. Like I said, it's kind of perfect storm.
It's hard to say what the coulda, shoulda, woulda. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what happened. So, what is interesting is Odie has not used his comp 5, so he should have 15 minutes to repair that. If Tuerck isn't able to get it done in 5, Odie just kind of has to get out and put the run together, and then he will have until we come back to him. So, if they can just get it back together, piece together, that might be enough for him to get back in the competition.
Right.
So
and Ryan Tuerck only has his 1 comp timeout, so 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Here we are, Jeff Jones, James Deane, and Jeff has beaten James Deane before, so it's definitely doable. I mean, what a tear Jeff Jones is on right now. Here we go. So James Deane out front, but he is again riding the wave of clinching that championship. James Deane initiates. Jeff Jones back there, mimicking his angle. Definitely to be a little bit closer, give himself a little bit of room here now into that second outside zone. Goes James, look at Jeff Jones. Jeff Jones actually maybe even a little bit deeper than James Deane on that last outside zone 3. Wow.
Yeah.
Well done.
Wow. Yeah.
He's like, cool, I know you're a champion, but I can still beat you. I got your number.
It really is that confidence of chasing James Deane. You know you can throw it in, but James just picture perfect once again through that zone. A little bit of wavering though, but Jeff able to get into the pocket, able to get the car situated through this transition. I really like what Jeff's doing, kind of floating in behind him. Would have liked to see Jeff get a little bit more aggressive a bit earlier on, but once he's there. Jeff is in the battle all the way through, very consistent, mirroring the line perfectly, mirroring the angle perfectly. He doesn't choose to kind of worm the car up. He sits back. It's about a car width away, but instead of trying to worm the car up a little bit closer, he just sits in that line, and it looks really, really nice. Obviously, we would love that, but with more proximity. But dang, what a great move there from Jeff Jones to be able to get it through at a track that he knows so well. I mean, he's here all the time, so it's great to see that that Jeff's really taking all that knowledge and kind of putting it to use here with James Deane.
Yeah, twisting it on him.
Yeah.
So let's see how Jeff Jones does out front with this 4-time champion in his rearview mirror. Jeff's definitely got it in him.
Yeah.
He definitely does. And that Evil Auto Works Nissan Z, you saw he was hanging with them. And now that fresh air, Jeff Jones. Oh boy, here we go. That corner is beat up. I think they're gonna try to fix it, but they got 5 minutes, man. That's a very little amount of time. Here we go, Jeff Jones out front, Evil Auto Works. Initiates into that bank. Look at James Deane. Little lower, he works his way to the side of the Z. Look how deep Jeff Jones, you see him hit the wall. His trunk pops up. And now in his second outside zone, look at that. James Deane, he is mimicking him. He is diving in. We got wheel, we got contact. Jones maxing out the angle. Yo, Jeff Jones.
That got interesting quick.
Yes, it did. Oh boy, look at this. We are all hands on deck, man, on Tuerck's car. Look at that. Cutting parts off.
All right, so Jeff Jones gets up to the wall right away, fills that zone, does a really good job, and does take James Deane a minute to really get situated. And he never really does. That first outside zone, James Deane never really finds his pace. There was a ton of angle through the inside clip, and James mirrors it. Now through the second outside zone, it does take a second, once again, for James Deane to be able to get the car back. James never looks settled in the chase. Very uncharacteristic. I think we're already asking for a side-by-side here to really dissect things, but Jeff Jones out front looks good, adds a bit more angle to the second half of the first outside zone. Through transition, everything looks absolute gravy. And then right here, it's strange not to see James Deane get the car settled, right? It's always moving back and forth. It's always wavering. And, I mean, tons of proximity. That looks like James Deane era, like 2017, when you kind of got known for that, you know what I mean? Where you take the angle out and you like almost try and go front wheel on front wheel. But look at this. Love it. I mean, is Jeff Jones the kryptonite of James Deane?
Right? That's sick, man. You just see them hugging, laughing. That's great, man. The spirit here. You can see Brian there.
All right.
Tuerck's car. Let's look at it.
This is
I think you're right, man. It just does not look like the James we've seen previously. Like you said, kryptonite.
And Jeff is really stable. I mean, in the chase, he is really stable, and their lead runs are pretty close to each other. This is what I'm talking about. Look at Jeff, further back, but on a great line, whereas James is closer, but hunting. He's hunting the car in and out, whereas Jeff doesn't have the same proximity, but has a great line and has a matched angle. So it becomes that time-old debate of, is it proximity that's going to get the win, or is it proper line and proper angle? Gonna set a bit of a precedent here with the judges. No pressure, though, guys.
Yeah, no pressure. As you're looking now back again at Tuerck's pit, that front right corner. See if they can knock that thing off. They make these things modular.
Unit 40 to get that back and installed. That is no easy business.
Wheel on, rolling. I don't think that's going to happen. Here we are. All right, slide him left for James Deane, right for Jeff Jones, and one more time, James Deane, and
one more time.
Hughes. So let's see what we can see from Freddie and Dylan Hughes. Again, one more time between James Deane and Jeff Jones. Here comes Frederick Aasbo leading, and Dylan Hughes giving chase. Frederick Aasbo initiates Dylan Hughes right there. You can see him. Needs to get up into that pocket. Looks like he does find it. Frederick Aasbo just so fluid. Whoa! Dylan comes in hot. His transition and going. Freddie continues on, but that he was ripping. Kudos to Freddie for finishing it out.
Yeah,
he stayed in it, man. He was pinned.
It's what we like to see. We really do. Is when you see that contact. I mean, that was a lot of contact too, but. Drivers just getting back into it. That's what it is. I want it to feel like a grassroots event again, where you're banging doors against friends and you just keep going. But let's see your Aasbo. I mean, dare I say robotic in the lead, very smooth, calculated, dialed, love it. Huge transition though, big hump. And then right here, I mean, now the question is, there is a decel zone there. Should Aasbo have had the tires lit off in time? Was that too late? Did that go too far into the decel zone? That is what the argument would be. I mean, if I was the spotter for Dylan Hughes right now, I'd be like, he's already in the zone. He should be lighting the tires off by then. So that's the question, right? We do have a decel, but the decel, I believe...
To what degree?
Yeah, it does. I believe it ends before you actually get in the zone. You shouldn't be decelling in the second outside zone. And
Adam LZ, great to see him progress on. We saw him get the win last year behind the wheel Ford Mustang. And now here he is campaigning his own vehicle. Shanahan tip to tail. Good angle from Adam LZ. Shanahan, he's chasing him down. LZ throws a little more angle at him up on the bank. Past that inside clip. Nice little transition there from Adam LZ. Good angle. Shanahan back there a little bit. Needs to get that proximity. Adam tight to the inside clip. And now that final outside zone. Well done. I mean, Adam, really, really solid run.
Yeah, really, really dialed. I mean, things were getting a little sloppy there earlier on for Adam, but he's got it dialed. I don't know what adjustments they've made to the car, but in his head, he has definitely made a few adjustments. Looks very just confident through this run, making the correct moves. And then Shanahan, just so ballsy. Just the things he does, the way he drives is crazy, especially for a car that he's really never driven before, and a track he's never driven at before. It's super cool to see how quickly he can adapt and what he's able to do with components and tracks and cars and everything that he's just not used to. So breaking it down, really, Adam does a good job through this first outside zone. Connor gets in deep. Adam's starting to drag him into deep waters, really holding that angle through for both cars through that zone. Transitioning out, Connor doesn't quite get the same angle through the inside clip. And then Adam just stable all the way through this, and then Shanahan wavering a bit, trying to get back into the pocket, having to take some angle out. Adam could have been a little bit deeper through the second inside clip, but crushes it through the third outside zone as we flip over to the field suspension race team.
Look at Odie, he's all hands on deck. Obviously, he's a mad scientist with the field suspension.
Yeah.
See the Wise Fab.
Trying to get the axles out.
All right, Shanahan will now lead. Adam LZ giving chase. Are we going to have our first Final Four victor or Final Four attendee? Shanahan, Red Bull, Garagistic, BMW. Shanahan, LZ giving him some distance, but right like that, gets up to the side of him, no problem. Little tap on the brakes. This guy's getting a little slam dance, little mosh pit transition. Not working out for LZ, had to back off, and that might end up biting him. Shanahan dragon bumper. Shredding, oh my gosh, there's parts being actually thrown into Adam LZ's face. Want to see the different angle there from LZ.
Yeah, it seemed like he got caught in the smoke a bit coming off of outside zone 1, but I like how Adam sticks back a little bit for the initiation. He's able to dive in, starts to supersede Connor just a little bit. You like to see him back on the line, and right here, Connor really hucks things, and Adam just
out of there,
bathed in smoke, and then transitions back out. He's on the wrong line, and that's the tough part. But he does a good job of getting things back to where he needs to. Just starts hunting a little bit and not able to get the car settled to the second outside zone. Whereas Connor, I mean, that line was really, really nice, as the judges already calling for a side-by-side. BC Racing getting a lot of their sponsorship dollars in the side-by-sides we're getting tonight, because this is wild what we're seeing. Just top-tier driving and just guys hucking things. And Irwindale is such a tough track because if you screw up at all, I mean, we've already seen it tonight. Those are the consequences. And to be able to huck things like that is just incredible.
Shanahan out of the car, going over, talking to Adam LZ, seeing what's up.
Let's wait for that side-by-side to come up. So let's see here with the lead. Is there any major differences from the lead? Both cars look good. Then in the chase, Connor's further back, but Adam might have a bit more proximity. You see a little bit of wavering now in that chase through the transition. Adam does a really good job, but Connor's tighter through the inside clip. And then right there, that's where the issue is in the chase. Leads-wise, they look pretty similar. Connor's does seem slower with this side-by-side. And through 3, man, that's really tough, though. I mean, both drivers have to be super proud of what they did right there. That was just epic driving, and then just a small mistake from Adam made it look a little bit bigger when we came to the second outside zone.
Yep. All right. These guys waiting for a verdict. Shanahan and LZ. Let's slide them left for LZ, right for Shanahan. And Shanahan gets 1, 2 votes. Shanahan would not be here if it wasn't for Ryan Sage and Jim Lamb, so thank you. Here we go. Here's our battle. Who's a final contender in the Final Four? Dylan the Dozer Hughes, that Royal Purple BMW. Frederick, the Norwegian Hammer Aasbo, and that Rockstar Energy Toyota GR Supra. Dylan Hughes, great line, good angle, good fluidity from Dylan Hughes. Now remember, these guys had contact. Dylan Hughes went hard in the side of Aasbo. Dylan working it out, getting into that outside zone, goes past that inside clip, transition pass, and into that last outside zone. Ooh. Freddie almost got contact there, shuts it down. Now, keep in mind, this is the second half of this battle.
Correct.
Because Dylan went hard. I'm sure we're going to see a side-by-side.
Yeah, I mean, Dylan looks really, really good through here. Would like to see him slightly deeper through that zone. We're just getting nitpicky, but when you come this far in the competition, that's what we're asking for. But yeah, Dylan, really, really quick. Aasbo playing the very patient game, the very grown-up game of not diving in, not doing anything too crazy, still keeping an active chase, keeping a decent line, and it's not the most exciting thing, but that's what you need to do. The only question I got there is, I mean, Aasbo is supposed to finish across the line with carrying control of his vehicle. Got a little wily, but is that, does that supersede what happened previously?
Right.
I don't think so.
No. I mean, Dylan came in like Miley Cyrus, dude, like a wrecking ball. Yeah, that was insane. He knew he needed to, push, but not literally. You got all bucked up, dude. You got all wild. Got too wild. As Frederick Aasbo gets the win. Frederick Aasbo unanimously gets the win. He is in the Final Four. He'll be going against Connor Shanahan on the other side. So so Connor Shanahan, Frederick Aasbo, and now again, James the Machine Deane, Odie Bakchis.
Yeah, Aasbo Shanahan will be super, super cool.
Gotta be fun.
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun.
I wish Shanahan was in the car that he started out with, which was Rome's previous competition vehicle, the E36. But
yeah,
again, using Matt Moomi's car, skinning it. It's good, but this isn't the car that he got the win with in Orlando earlier this year. So, just being familiar with the car, being familiar with the setup.
Yeah, but I mean, isn't drifting just about the underdog story? Like, everything he's gone through, the fact that he's just even in the Final Four is incredible.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I agree. To have him at perfect stature, to be in the car that he's used to and so comfortable with, to see what he could do at that point, there'll always be that what if. So yeah, we're gonna be pushing things through here. Aasbo's got to go back to the pits and get some fresh tires put on, as we'll be taking a look over this paddock here, this incredible facility. I mean, it really is iconic. If you've never been here before, it is. It's got a feeling. It's got a vibe. These grandstands, they whisper.
They whisper. They yell. They shout.
They stomp their feet.
Shout at the devil. All right. So we
download the judging rulebook. It's available on the website, at the very bottom of formuladrift.com. Judging rulebook, section 5.2. It's on page 13. It's the third paragraph. Very specific. It does outline all of this. So hopefully that will quell some internet comments, but I don't think so.
No, I think that gives clarity to the situation, and and that does make sense, and that's why the rules are there. There's rules, Marty. There's rules. Can you make this a perfect event? the championship, 3 podiums this year. What a ledge, as the kids would say. Hop, skip, jump, AutoZone, Mustang, RTR, Spec 5FD. Yo, that's what that. You know what that is? You know what that is? That's the pure corkscrew. Right there, the pure cork screw.
I like it.
There you go.
There you go, know that.
Yeah, there you go, James. That's your signature. You know, I when NASCAR racers, they have their signature celebrations.
Yeah.
I actually named Joey Lagon. Bro down, throwdown.
What about you? Limousine, so you can fit me?
No, FCRX7.
Handsome.
FC.
I just ignored the statement that you said. By the way. Frederick Aasbo, Connor Shanahan. Frederick Aasbo initiates. Shanahan, the shadow. There he is. There you are, Peter. As Frederick Aasbo to outside zone. Let's see the transition. There we go into the second outside zone. Shanahan, oh, little bumper tap, throws him out of shape. Freddie keeps on, keeping on. Dropping the hammer, dropping the screwdriver, dropping the nails. Frederick Aasbo, solid lead run. Shanahan was close, but he hit that wall, and the wall don't forgive. People don't forget.
Yeah, people love this, man. I mean, I'm so here for this. This is great. I mean, the fact that, once again, Shanahan's barely driven this car and he is driving like that, it speaks volumes as to his abilities. So let's take a look here. Frederick Aasbo out front, right to initiation and right there. As you say, Connor's the shadow Shanahan in the pocket the entire time, mirroring exactly what Aasbo is doing as they come through this transition point. Oh, man, like Shanahan's right there. Now we get into the second outside zone. Little bit of a tap, and it pulls the angle out of Shanahan, who gets back on throttle, a couple of clutch kicks, gets back in there, and then continues the run. So that one small mistake from Shanahan, that's it. That's the only mistake that I'm looking at here. But, man, his ability to get in there, and then this transition to the inside clip is just, I mean, chef's kiss. Look at this. Dang. Dives in, gets even closer to that inside clip than Aasbo does, pulls back out into the second outside zone, just gets a little bit of a wobble in, able to reinitiate, get the car back to angle. Aasbo, I mean, even with that mistake, Aasbo's got his work.
Yeah. Yes, chef. Sorry, you said chef's kiss.
I know. Behind.
Corner. Back. Watched the bear too many times.
Just a few.
Well, you lived it.
I was going to say I lived it.
Yeah,
there
you
for
lived
a while.
it there. Yeah, that's PTSD.
A little bit.
All right, here we go. Connor Shanahan out front. He's the shadow up front. That doesn't work. Actually, like Peter Pan again. There you are, Peter. Here we go. Connor Shanahan, that Red Bull Garageistic BMW. Frederick Aasbo is again chasing him down. Great job by Shanahan. Now coming around that inside clip. Let's see the transition. This is where Shanahan had that mistake. Freddie! Oh, and Shanahan gets a little out of shape once again. He's like a masseuse. And now coming back into that last outside zone. Shanahan pulling away a little bit.
Man.
Okay.
Yeah. Something there.
Side by side.
Definitely something there.
See what Keith Sarlos thinks. He's got a glass of nice wine. Watching up there in Los Olivos, my man. Keith's watching.
Rockstar team looking on to see what is going on. What are they going to be able to move on? I mean, epic run. I wouldn't celebrate too early, boys. So let's get back to our airforce.com replay. Look at Shanahan just absolutely sending it into the wall there, grinding it. I don't know if Sam Magmumi knew what he signed up for and he donated that car. And then Shanahan just on throttle through this transition. We get the left foot brake to hold it through that inside clip. And I thought Aasbo right there was going to get into some trouble. Able to back it in. Shanahan, though, cranking that rear quarter panel into the wall. No mechanical sympathy whatsoever. Does not care that this is someone else's car. He's just here to party. Love the style of drifting. That being said, Frederick Aasbo, keeping things going. Look at these guys. I mean, friends, competitors at the end of the day. We're talking about one of the most legendary drivers in Frederick Aasbo and one of the fastest up-and-coming stars in Connor Shanahan. Just great to see. The whole team pumped. We got
Rob, get out of their pits.
Wrong pit, Rob.
Rob's talking smack, dude.
He's over there. He's like, I think this is what's going on as we take that BC Racing custom coilover side by side. Let's see here. I mean, just great runs from both of them. Aasbo just so dialed. Going back to that robotic way where there seems like there's no corrections. He's able to drive this car with almost no input, nothing changing. And then Shanahan just aggressive, but same spot for Shanahan both times where he came out of angle both times with some contact. Just being aggressive, that's it. Just driving aggressive, driving like a master man. I love it.
Yeah, is Rob jumping teams? What's going on here?
He's over there talking some smack. He's
intimidating. All right. All right, Freddie, now he's going to take off his signature Simpson lid. You know, there are so many great personalities behind the scenes, under the cars, driving the trucks. I mean, obviously, we could have a reality show.
Should have one.
Yeah, we should absolutely. Here we go. Slide him left for Freddie, right for Connor Shanahan, and Frederick Aasbo gets the win. Why not pull out your phone once again? Let's light up the night here for our finals. Let's send it! Frederick Aasbo, James Deane. Frederick Aasbo leads. James Deane giving chase. Here goes Frederick Aasbo, high on the bank. James Deane tapping the brakes. A little bit of separation there. Let's see if he can reel him in. Yes, sir. There you see him working his way up top, bouncing his way past that transition into that second inside, that inner outside zone. Now look at James Deane. He's tapping some tire, bouncing back and forth. Minnow tire 1 and 2. Banging doors, banging fenders. Well done.
Wow.
James Deane just right there on the Supra. Nitto on Nitto crime. Wow, what a way to start our final battle.
Yeah, let's take a look here. Frederick Aasbo once again just gets it into the pocket, gets it into the zone, and holds it there. Very minimal corrections. James Deane able to mirror everything perfectly. Now through this transition, both of them hard charging, all throttle, all the way through to our second outside zone. And this is where James Deane really applies the pressure, both physically and mentally, and just he is there. He is rubbing that tire against the door. There had to be 4 or 5 door taps all the way through that. James Deane just showing why he is the greatest drifter of all time. I'm not putting it out there. This is why. He's able to adapt. He's able to do anything that the lead driver does as well as they do, if not better, throughout the entire thing. Frederick Aasbo, though, looking absolutely perfect out in that lead, and that means James Deane is able to drive like this. Frederick Aasbo is going to have his work cut out for him in the chase, but that being said, you know that James Deane is going to throw down an absolute heater in the lead.
No.
Yes.
What?
100%.
You're crazy.
I know.
No way.
So we turn him around and
turn around every now and then I get it. All right. What do we got here? James the Machine Deane, send it for the final time of 2024. Or is it? They go one more time. James pulls away against Frederick Aasbo. High on the bank, high on the wall. Freddie backs down. Freddie backs down. James Deane is going to be not only your champ, but your winner. As long as he keeps it sideways across the finish line. James Deane adds another podium to his 2024 season, solidifying that he is the best damn drifter in the world. 4-time champion, 21 championships overall, 4 podiums, 4 wins. Unbelievable. Make some noise for James the Machine Deane.
Just incredible. I mean, I don't know what happened there with Aasbo, but what I can say is that James Deane laid down one of the craziest first outside zones that we've ever seen, and maybe that's the cause of it. Maybe he just drug, you know, Frederick Aasbo into deep waters, put him into a place in the wall that he's never been before, as we see the love from Frederick Aasbo for the fans here in Irwindale.
Class act.
Just absolute class act. I mean, such an incredible ambassador for the sport. This was epic. James Deane, man.
Light him up, baby! James the Machine Deane. Come on, kids. Come on.
I'm
flabbergasted.
I am. I'm flabbergasted. This has been the most incredible season of my life, and just one of the most incredible events I've ever been a part of. And I'm so grateful and so thankful for you, for Sage, for the entire organization, for all the fans here. Thank you so much for allowing me to come in here and you know, apply my enthusiasm and my love for the sport in front of everybody.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Stepping out of the car, some hugs. What went wrong for Freddie, the Rockstar Supra?
I really don't know, but James Deane was on an absolute heater, and you just see Freddie's car break up, shut down something. But man, James Deane, even with that, he didn't get the memo because he laid down one of the craziest lead that we saw all weekend. Look at the angle.
What did you say? He's got some rocket fuel in the tank?
He does. He does every single time. He's able to. Just when you think he's got a perfect run, he adds more to it. He's the kid who got 110 on the exam.
Sauce boss. He stayed after class. Extra credit. Still smiling. He's got a lot of Ireland on his shoulders, and he is pure cork, baby. Congratulations to Ireland. Look at this guy. Round of applause. Love it. Love it. Well done. They're doing the Batman thing. Is that what's going on here? Here it is, the Air Force replay. Just looked like he just lost power and shut it down, and that's a salvageable, you know, definitely, you know, just lost power.
Yeah, you can see him fighting with the steering wheel, trying to do something, but
just parked it.
Yeah, car went down.
Ford wins the championship once again, back-to-back. Chelsea Denofa last year, now James the Machine Deane. 4 events he won out of 8, 50% of the rounds.
Yeah, one of the most dominant seasons in drifting history.
Shanahan, his fellow Irishman, fellow countryman. Shanahan gets 3rd place, he'll be on the box. But what a great podium overall here in round 8, and as well as the overall championship. The hugs all around from other drivers. There's Graham from Heatwave giving him hugs. See Matt Marcoux from RTR. And just I mean, look, I mean, let's just talk to one man himself. We talked to him. Cerise, down to you. Cerise, you know, James, just, he's ready to do it again, I feel like.
Yeah, there's definitely has to be something in the water over in Ireland because we have 2 people on the podium. However, Ford is having an absolutely phenomenal time right now. Ford and RTR, you have back-to-back championships. There's so much energy running through your body right now. Explain to the people what this means for you.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable dream firstly having all my family, Becky, everyone back home from Ireland supporting here, lots of friends as well that made the trip over to support this, and it went out way better than what I expected. And for the whole Ford situation, driving a Mustang, I started when I was 14 years old driving a Ford Sierra, and that car cost me €200, and to go from that, let's say, a pretty bad car to this absolute monster and achieve more than my wildest dreams is just unbelievable. So thank you to everyone that supports me. It's been a dream. It's been a pleasure driving here tonight, trying our best, and I'm sorry for Frederick in the final. Mechanical issue, but no matter what, we were still, until that happened, having a serious battle. And great battles tonight with Matt Field as well, Jeff Jones, and what a way to finish an amazing year.
Absolutely, and that was a fight to the finish. Frederick, would you please join us? You are a phenomenal driver yourself, 2-time champion. However, James Deane did come through at the end, proving that you are the championship, 3-time champion, apologies. Now, give us some context here of what it means to give the championship to this man as a winner yourself.
I mean, he's arguably the best, right? And not just arguably, he is the freaking best, right? And I remember seeing this guy in Ireland back in the day. He was just as tall, but he was a few years younger. And he was, you could see it in his eyes, right? We came here to the States at the same time, 2008, and we were absolute, you know, fresh off the boat at the time. And over the years, we've learned a lot. He's accomplished a lot. We've accomplished a lot too, but there's still another level, and that is this guy.
Where is Shanahan? We need to get a message from the youth of the population. Now, you are here on podium with absolutely gnarly drivers. I mean, give us an insight into what's going on in your brain right now as you breach this new generation of FD drivers.
Yeah, what an honor it is to be joined with, you know, as Aasbo said, arguably the best in the world. But I think tonight the point is proven. I'm sorry, Aasbo, but he is the best in the world. He's the guy that we've all looked up to. You know, he showed us that the dream was possible, and to witness literally driving in the same championship and show that he's the first ever to win 4 is absolutely insane. I said it at the start of this year that you're going to see the scariest version of James Deane than you've seen in a long time. So congrats, buddy. I'm proud. I know the work that you put in. You live, breathe this sport, and you're an inspiration to every single driver who gets behind the wheel. But I'm pumped. P3 in a car rocked up last night, not even branded. I don't even know anything about this car. I couldn't even tell you what engine's in it. So I'm happy. I drove the wheels off the thing, fell into lag against Aasbo on the transition going into the wall, and was so annoyed because I was like, it would be a magical story if it was another final with me and James. But I drove my heart and soul out this year, honestly. I've been struggling. The cars have, you know, been super difficult for me to drive, but I'm happy. And to wrap it up at the podium, I'll be back next year to make sure hopefully James doesn't win a 5th one.
Guys, the character and sportsmanship on this track is incredible. Please give it up one more time for your 2024 FD podium.
Thank you so much, Cerise. Great job, again, working with you, Cerise Taylor. And there's the podium. 2 Irishmen and a Norwegian walk into a bar, and it's going to get wild.
Yeah.
Tonight and tomorrow, the banquet. When we come back, we are going to sign off and have a great time. If you're here in the building, come join us at the podium. What an amazing event. What a nightcap on an amazing season. Join us at the podium. And again, congratulations to James Deane. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4-time champion. Congratulations. More.
Is this it?
This is it!
Passionate about a life in racing? Circle track, drag racing, drifting, or monster jam. Find it all at the University of Northwestern Ohio.
The passion here is very different than I've seen in any other school. You guys set them up very, very well to succeed and to win in a big-time way.
The fact there's a school you can go to for racing is just a little bit insane, but it's very cool because it gives kids like me the opportunity to chase that dream.
See where your future can take you with a high-performance motorsports degree from the University of Northwestern Ohio.
If the first thing you think of when you see a pickup truck is this kind of hauling, we're looking for you. Join us at Toyota Racing.
So the next step was to get this thing on a proper ECU, especially with all the technology that Link has to offer.
Which should give us full communication and full control over all the sensors.
But so far, being able to log in and review every lap has been a huge plus.
To have Link pull through and step up for us and just help us out to be able to all pull it together.
That's all we need. Simple, cheap, easy, works, good ECU, weatherproof.
It's got enough IOs too, like we're doing tons of stuff. Oil, fuel pressure, boost control.
All those features I have thanks to the Link ECU.
So as the crowd streams out, there is love in the air. James the Machine Deane, his lady Becky by his side. They've been dating for a few years, and again, 4-time champ, winner of round 8, 4 wins this season. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Speechless. The best drifter in the world.
Yeah.
The best drifter in the world. 21 championships amongst many different sanctioning bodies. And he's just got nothing but just a big personality. He's a tall gentleman and just overall just a gentleman at that.
Yeah,
Jacob, your thoughts on everything.
It begs the question, what's next for James Deane? Where do you go from here? Do you just keep dominating? Do you just invent your own sport to try and win at that too? I have no idea. I'm going to ask him. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and again, thank you for everything you've done this season. AutoZone podcast, the podcast on the podium, great insight, good times this year. Thank you so much for joining me up here. Of course, Matt Sopa for doing ProSpec. This particular round, thank you to Cerise Taylor. Great job by her. Thank you, of course, to the lovely Lorette Nickel. And guess what? We'll see you in Long Beach. 2025. There is the season. Long Beach, California. Atlanta, Orlando, E-Town, wash, rinse, repeat, but stay tuned. You always stay tuned. You know, Southern California, Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to put a little carrot out there a little bit. But stay tuned. SEMA show, we kind of announced it before SEMA show. We traditionally have announced it there over the last couple of years. We've been announcing it beforehand. But stay tuned. We got so many exciting things going on. Love the drifting family, not just Formula Drift, but drifting overall is such a beautiful motorsport. There's degrees of it, from just a fan base to pro-am, pro-spec, pro. There's a space for everybody. It's not inclusive, it's not exclusive, or it's inclusive, not exclusive, thank you. But just overall, what a great season, man. Jacob, I'll see you tomorrow night at the banquet, or see you tomorrow morning at my house.
Yeah.
But thanks, man.
Thank you. And
Yep.
thanks to all the fans and everybody in FD and production and all the people you don't get to see or hear about or meet. Thank you so much for letting us, be in your living rooms with you.
Yeah. Thank you to Vernon. Thank you to Brian Eggert. Thank you to Robin Sheeta and Reese Peanut Butter Cup, Marin. Thank you so much. Thank you to Ryan Sage, Jim Lau, all the staff, all the hardworking crew, on track, off track. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to our families. And thank you to the fans. We'll see you online, or we'll see you another time. We'll see you in Long Beach, where we are going to send it once again. Good night.
You know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the word. You know I don't play right. You know I don't play right. Don't give me this. I'm gonna get back when I feel like. You know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the word. You know I don't play right. You know I don't play right. Don't give me this. I'm gonna get back when I feel like. You know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the fight. Damn right. You know I play right. Put up a good fight. You know. Never go slow on the hard like a rhino.